Hello! So, you're probably already I can't talk. Okay. Hey everyone. Thank you for watching the most recent YouTube videos I've been posting. It's great to get back into content creation again. And tonight's video is a bit different. You see, I wanted to talk about games that are coming out soon and some things I'm looking forward to. And there's a few reasons behind this. But before I do that, let me introduce myself. Hi, my name is Adam. I am a video producer. I work freelance for gaming companies. I specialize in trailer production and developer logs. I've been working in the gaming industry for about 3 years, so I'd like to think I can discuss a thing or two about the industry. And there's a few reasons why I'm making this new video format. I was at a barbecue this summer, and my buddy walks over to me and says, "Hey, what you playing these days?" And I said, I'm playing this game and that game, and he starts telling me what he's playing, and then he says, I wanted to thank you for recommending me Friday the 13th and Phasmophobia. I'm a huge horror fan, but man, I didn't know those games existed until you pointed them out to me. Like, that was fantastic. Like, do you have any other recommendations for like my kids? And I thought, I do actually. So I told him a few games that were coming out in like October and September, and he's gonna play them with his kids, which I think is awesome. And working in games, I've seen developers work so hard, and I mean like years of just blood, sweat, and tears into a project that, they're trying to make game development their full-time career. And so they work with a publisher. Sometimes they go off and do indie dev by themselves. And when you go to PAX, like a gaming convention, you see hundreds of developers all trying to showcase their games at the same time, trying to get people to check their games out, trying to get a publisher to sign them on if that's their goal. And you realize that a lot of these games deserve to have more attention on them. And that's what I like to do. I like to showcase different games I'm excited about that I think you should check out. If it helps an indie developer or if it helps a AA developer, fantastic. Of course, I'm also gonna cover AAA games, but I just wanna share with you guys my passion for gaming and kind of use this as like a community touch point, where we can just talk shop, talk about anything we want in the gaming industry, and just have fun. So I'm cataloging the games based on price, art style, estimated budget, and publishing location. Also, for the record, I don't own a console. Like, I don't have a PlayStation, I don't have an Xbox. I have a Nintendo Switch, but I sadly never got to own an Xbox. Sorry, guys. But I have a PC. That's what I'm mainly covering. So if I mainly cover PC games, that's why. But I would love to get an Xbox or PlayStation in the future. It's just a matter of budget. So that's why. All right, let's start off with indie games. The first indie game I'm really looking forward to is called Dark Hours, and the description reads, Dark Hours is a co-op survival game of 4 players. It's horror. Your heist has been disrupted by a supernatural event, and your team of robbers is now trapped with an evil entity. Forget your plan. Your mission is to survive. Explore and cooperate to find a way out or hide and wish for daylight. Now, what catches my eye about this one is that, yes, you're trying to rob like a museum or like a house, or like some location. Basically, shit hits the fan when you discover that, oops, it's haunted. And what's cool about this is that you have to make out with loot, but also you can sacrifice your friends. And you can close the door on someone right as they're trying to escape and sacrifice them to the ghost. Now, I'm not sure if this is a game where it's like one player is a ghost and then the rest are humans, but it seems like it's 4 people are robbers and then there's one PC or AI controlled ghost, and it's running around trying to get you. And what I think is gonna be great about this game is that, yes, you can sacrifice your friends, you can choose to work together or go against each other. There's always that tension towards the end, and I think it will be fantastic for content creators who are trying to find a cool game to play with their friends, because gaming is a lot of fun, especially as you get older and you're more mature. And if you can have a group of players that you really jive with, it's awesome. And the guys I play with I've known for like 10 plus years, 5 to 10 plus years at this point. And so I always enjoy myself when I get to play with them. So I'm always looking for new multiplayer games. My guess is Dark Hours will be around the price point of $15. That's usually a good price point for indie games, somewhere between $5 and $20. But I'm guessing 15. It's due in September. That's all I know. It doesn't have an official release date yet. It just says September 2024 on Steam. All right, next game on the list is The Plucky Squire. Now, this is a very peculiar game. It kind of reminds me of Paper Mario, but it's a fusion of 2D meets 3D. Here's the description. Storybook characters discover a three-dimensional world outside the pages of their book and must jump between 2D and 3D realms to save their friends in this charming action-adventure game. You play the character Jot, who discovers a 3D world outside the pages of his book. When the malevolent Hump Grump realizes he's the villain of the book, destined to lose his battle against the forces of good for all eternity, he kicks the heroic Jot out of its pages and changes the story forever. You'll have to jump between 2D and 3D worlds, solving puzzles, flying with a jetpack, and take on many challenges as you become the hero of a living storybook. So this is a cute game for me. I recommend this game to parents and young adults who are just trying games for the first time. You know, if you're looking for a game that has a story, it's got a plot, you know, you're the hero of the story, it's very open, it's friendly to new players, and I think it will have a good variety of puzzles, challenges, and just something that's not over the top gory. It's not a first-person shooter. It's not something that's gonna, you know, make parents concerned like, oh God, is my kid gonna be scarred for life? Like, no, it's just something fun, you know? So definitely recommend this for anyone trying to get their hands in gaming for the first time. So yeah, check out The Plucky Squire. It's coming out on September 17th. It's a really cute art style, as you can see. And if I had to guess the price, now this is not official, I'm just guessing, I would say $15. You know, usually when you're dealing with indie games, I've noticed from when I was working at Tiny Build, we usually price between $5 to $20. That's like a guess. All right, now we're moving on to AA. So AA games, you've seen a lot of them. Those usually are about like somewhere between $25 and $40. Tiny Build Games published a lot of AA titles. They consider themselves a AA publisher, same with Devolver Digital. Daedalic is also a great AA publisher. So also a game like Phasmophobia, I consider that indie, but now it's more of a AA game at this point with all the updates and content they've added. So we're going to go into AA publishing now. Whenever I think of September 2024 and AA titles, the first game that comes to mind is The Casting of Frank Stone, produced by Supermassive Games. Now, in a Supermassive title game, you are basically controlling several characters at once through what is like a movie. It's like a game meets a movie, and you are trying to make sure everyone gets out alive. That's like the main premise of a Supermassive story game. We're talking games like Man of Medan, The Quarry, and now The Casting of Frank Stone. And the description reads, "The shadow of Frank Stone looms over Cedar Hills, a town forever altered by his violent past. A group of young friends are about to discover Stone's blood-soaked legacy cuts deep, leaving scars across families, generations, and the very fabric of reality itself." Now, from what I've seen in the trailers, there is a bit of time travel. There's a lot of throwbacks to Dead by Daylight, as this was a Dead by Daylight themed story, which is really cool. I've heard you do not need to be acquainted or really knowledgeable about Dead by Daylight in order to play. It's great. So if you want to get your feet wet with Dead by Daylight, you can try The Casting of Frank Stone and also just enjoy a Supermassive title. A late night where you're just watching a movie while also playing a game. There's like quick time events and you can see stories play out with characters, like character-driven narratives. I highly recommend Supermassive Games. They're fantastic. I have yet to play The Casting of Frank Stone. I hope to. Right now, the reviews are mixed, but that's just due to bugs and just low optimization, so I'm hoping they fix that before October, because I think it's the perfect spooky game to play and add to your library of games for October, but we'll see what happens. For now, it's priced at $40. It came out on September 3rd, and yeah, definitely check out The Casting of Frank Stone if you have time and it's within your budget. Next game is one that's near and dear to my heart, and this is Age of Mythology Retold. Now, you might be wondering if you're kind of up in your 30s like me, or in your late 20s, Age of Mythology, didn't that come out in like early 2000s? It did. From the creators of the award-winning Age of Empires franchise, Age of Mythology Retold goes beyond history to a mythical age where gods, monsters, and humans collide. Now that's a very brief description. Since I've already played this, I can give you a more story-accurate description as to what Age of Mythology is. So Age of Mythology tells the story of Arkantos. He's an Atlantean, he lives in Atlantis, and his journey starts when the god Poseidon starts being very wrathful towards him and his people. And he's wondering, why is the god so upset? And apparently, the trident of Poseidon was stolen by this Minotaur. And so now Arkantos is hunting this Minotaur. He's following him all across the world. He gets involved with the Trojan War. He meets Odysseus. He meets all these legendary heroes in Greek mythology. And throughout your adventures, you uncover this new threat that is very dangerous, and I believe his name was Gargarensis. He was like a Cyclops. He had a trident as well for a weapon. A key selling point for this game, which I thought was awesome, was you could unleash god powers. So if you're like Zeus, you can just like rain down meteors upon people. If you're Poseidon, I think his god power was you could summon krakens, and the krakens would use their tentacles, grab players, and just chuck them across the map. It was awesome. Let's see, you had hero units, so you could summon minotaurs. They would gore people and just like chuck them across, you know, like a certain, they could chuck people across a good distance, not like a football field, but pretty well, pretty far. And you can tell I like chucking things at this point. Yeah, I don't know why I like that, it's just satisfying. But another thing that was cool was, oh, if you're Gaia, you can like grow trees, and that's good for harvesting resources. If you're Osiris, you have like a laser beam that shoots people. The god powers get ridiculous, but they're just so much fun. And the story's great. There were 32 missions in the original campaign, at least, I think it was 32 or 36. And then I know they're actually adding expansions and new stories to Age of Mythology Retold, so that's why I'm really excited for this one. And I can't wait to play it and relive it. So the game came out on September 4th. The reviews are looking good so far. It is $30. And yeah, if you like real-time strategy games, definitely give it a shot. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, I would say just enjoy Age of Mythology if you're just getting into it for the first time. Next game on my list is, this one is thanks to my buddy from Improv. He's a gamer himself, and he was telling me about this game called Forever Winter. Now, Forever Winter is a 4-player post-apocalyptic sci-fi tactical horror shooter. And if that's not a blend of so many genres in one, I don't know what to say. But that's the description, is a post-apocalyptic sci-fi tactical horror shooter. Say that 10 times fast. You play as a scavenger, or a scav. You are trapped between 2 warring factions of the future. You must rely on co-op and cunning to escape alive with resources. And you need water to survive. Water is the lifeblood of factions and the planet. The more water you have, the more power you have. Now, the more a faction controls a sector, the more heavier units get deployed. There are bosses, there are huge battles, it's fast-paced combat, and it looks really cool. It's taking inspiration from Ready or Not, GTFO, Command & Conquer, and other extraction shooters. They have a great devlog on Steam if you want to check it out. And so far, it's going to be $27 at early access with 0 pay to win options whatsoever. They're never charging for a new character or maps or guns, so everyone gets the same loot. The only thing they are charging for are skin packs by the looks of it. Now, this is what I've observed. Maybe it's changed, but so far, they're very open to people with budgets and who want to play games and have a really cool time with friends. And yeah, this looks really dope. Can't wait to play it on September 24th. So my buddy, if you're watching this, I'm definitely playing it with you. So thank you for introducing me to that. I also love the game GTFO. Can't wait to see Den of Wolves come out at some point, whenever that is. But until then, I will gladly play Forever Winter. All right, guys. Man, I messed up. I forgot about Drill Core. Granted, I might be a little bit biased because I still work for TinyBuild to a certain extent, and they are one of my clients as a freelancer. So yeah, one of the games I'm excited for that's in the indie category of this video is Drill Core. So here's the description. Corporate greed meets strategic planet mining in Drill Core. Drill to the heart of planets while managing workers, researching cutting-edge tech, and fortifying against alien attacks. Will you prioritize efficiency and risk your workers' safety, or focus on defense for survival? So I played the demo, I beat it, and it took me a while. I probably got about like 4 hours worth of playtime, and that was just the first mission. And they have loads of missions coming out for launch. So Drill Core, in case you're wondering, and you can probably tell from the clips I'm playing right here, it's a mix of tower defense meets base management meets a timed game. Because here's the thing. The waves get more and more intense, and if you don't have proper base defenses, you will get overrun. So you're kind of racing against an unseen clock, which is like how long your defenses will hold, while you're trying to drill a planet's resources and then set up a bomb and then escape. And what's cool about this game is that it's actually quite relaxing. The tower defense part is like, yeah, you place your turrets, but then, you know, they take care of the work for you. You want to keep tabs on them in case like they start, you know, letting enemies through. But it's a lot of fun. very user-friendly. I recommend this game for people who are into strategy and who want something a bit more relaxed, nothing too intense. And even though it does get more difficult as time goes on, it's quite fun. And I'm not sure what the main story is, or if there's like an official campaign, but so far it does look really neat, and I like what they have planned. So if you're willing to give strategy games a chance and you like tower defenses, definitely try Drill Core. I'm definitely playing it on September 12th. To end tonight, we are covering AAA games, and this one is Space Marine 2. Now, this is part of the Warhammer 40,000 franchise that follows the Ultramarines as they wage war and protect the innocent from xenomorphs, orcs, and other species in galactic space like Chaos Marines. The graphics were amazing in the first game, along with the story, and so far reviews have not disappointed me. This looks really cool. The multiplayer combat is smooth, and I've seen some clips on Twitter and they look fire. Like, I can't wait to play it with my buddies here. What's neat about this game compared to the first is that you have more cosmetic options for your Marines. They're adding like different levels. They have a huge roadmap from launch to like 2025, like Q4 2025, with new content and loot. And the clips from the first mission look amazing. There's like huge swarms of xenomorphs you have to take on, and if you don't, they will kill you, so that's great. Definitely giving this game a shot. The other thing that is really neat is that you have replayable missions with a group of 3 people, and I think you get awards from that. I'd have to double check, but there seems to be a lot more depth with Space Marine 2 compared to Space Marine 1. I have heard that the campaign is slightly shorter, but you know what? That's okay. If you get more variety in multiplayer, there's more options for like single player and co-op, I'm cool with that. So yeah, Space Marine 2, it's priced at $60. It came out September 9th, and I will definitely be playing that on this channel, so keep your eyes peeled for Space Marine 2. And yeah, if you guys like the Warhammer 40,000 franchise, there's dozens of books, there's dozens of like games on Steam that are like real-time strategy games. Space Marine 2 is a third-person, and sometimes first-person if you like are sniping, but it's a third-person action game, and it's just so much fun. So, highly recommend it. I've beaten the first game, definitely looking forward to playing this one. But yeah, this was the first episode of games I'm looking forward to. I don't have a title for this series yet, but I'm working on it. I'm working on it. So have a good night, everyone. If you have any questions about the games I spoke about, or if you can correct me on anything, or if you have any updates on these games, please tell me in the comments below. I'd love to talk shop about these games with you guys, or if you have any other games you can recommend I check out during the month of September, please tell me in the comments. Granted, it is impossible to cover everything that comes out month to month because there are just so many games, but yeah, please let me know if there are any games you're excited for, or if any games that I just spoke of entice you or you're looking forward to. So yeah, let me know in the comments below, and let's talk games. So have a great night, everyone. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.